Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So today I'm going to explain this energy consumption calculation. Okay. So here you know that energy in watts. So here energy in watt hours. So energy. So the what is how you are going to get energy? Energy is equal to power into time. Power into time. So the unit of power is watt and time is hour. So energy in watt hours. So energy in watt hours. So is equal to power in watts into time in hours. So power in watts and time in hours. So you are going to get energy in watt hours. And here coming to kilowatt hour. So what is meant by kilowatt hour? Kilowatt hour. So here kilowatt hour is the unit of energy in electricity. So kilowatt hour is the unit of energy. So one unit is equal to one unit one unit of electrical energy is equal to 1 kilowatt hour. So 1 kilowatt hour is known as 1 unit of electrical energy. So based on that you are going to get the electricity bill. So here, so that means if you consume 1 kilowatt for 1 hour, if you consume 1 kilowatt per 1 hour, so you are going to consume 1 unit of electrical energy. So here it can be described as 1 kilowatt hour is the amount of energy drawn by the 1000 watt, here 1000 watt. Just a minute. Hello. So 1 kilowatt means 1000 watts. So here if you consume 1000 watts for 1 hour, so here you are going to consume 1 kilowatt energy, that is electrical energy. So energy in kilowatt hours is equal to power in kilowatts into time in hours. So is it clear? So 1 unit is equal to 1 kilowatt hour, which is equal to 1 kilowatt into hour. So if you consume, if you apply 1 kilowatt for 1 hour, so we are going to consume 1 unit of electrical energy. So next, so let us do the sample calculation. So here, so illustration of energy consumption. So illustration of energy consumption. So here let us take for example, a consumer uses 10 kilowatt geyser. Okay, a consumer uses 10 kilowatt geyser, 6 kilowatt electric furnace, and 500-watt bulbs for 15 hours. So here all are for 15 hours. For 15 hours he uses the consumer uses these appliances. So how many units? Unit means kilowatt hour. How many units of electrical energy have been used? So let us do the calculations. So we have the 10 kilowatt geyser, 6 kilowatt of electric furnace, and 500 watt. So 5 into 100. So 500 watt. So load 1 consumes 10 kilowatt power. Load 2 consumes 6 kilowatt power. Load 3, that is 500 watt bulbs, consumes 500 watt. So total load is, you calculate all, you take all in a kilowatt. So here 10 kilowatt, 6 kilowatt. If you convert this 500 watt to kilowatt, it becomes 0.5 kilowatt. So total load is 16.5 kilowatt. Next, what is the time taken? So time is 15 hours. So 15 hours. So energy consumed is equal to power into time. So power in kilowatt into time in hours. So here's, so 16.5 is the power and 15 hours is the time. So you are going to get the power in this energy consumed is 247.5 kilowatt hour. See the units, kilowatt hour. So here we know that 1 unit is equal to, see here, for above electrical energy consumption, the tariff means rate. The tariff can be calculated as follows. So 1 unit is equal to 1 kilowatt hour. This is very important. 1 unit is equal to 1 kilowatt hour. So the total energy consumption is, so here you convert this kilowatt hour to units. That means 1 kilowatt is equal to 1 unit. So here you are going to get 247.5 units. So here, if the cost per unit is rupees 2.5, so the total cost of electrical energy consumption. So the total cost of energy consumption is equal to units into cost per unit. So you are going to get the 618.75 rupees as the cost for consuming the electrical energy. So here the most important point is 1 unit is equal to 1 kilowatt hour, and how to calculate the total units is equal to, so power into time. Power in kilowatt into time in hours gives the energy consumed in kilowatt hour. Next, convert that kilowatt hour to units. So 1 unit is equal to 1 kilowatt hour. So you are going to get the units, and cost per unit into total units gives the total cost of the energy consumption. So next one is the power factor improvement. So this is very important, and here it is also asked many times. So if you see the previous question papers, so what is the importance of power factor? So what is the importance of power factor? So power factor must be high. It must be near to unity. Near to unity. So the power factor must be near to unity. If power factor falls, we have to improve the power factor. So why we have to improve the power factor? Let us see this all. So here, this is power factor is very important. So what is the importance of power factor? So here, necessity of improving power factor. So you know what is power factor. Okay, you can write the definition. What do you understand by power factor? You have three definitions for power factor. So cosine of the angle between voltage and current, R by Z is one definition, and true power by apparent power is another definition. So first one is cosine of the angle between voltage and current. R by Z is one definition, and real power by apparent power. This is one definition. You have three definitions for power factor: cosine of the angle between voltage and current, R by Z, and real power by apparent power. And here explain the necessity of improving power factor. So this I am going to explain now. So you know power factor. So question of the angle between voltage and current in a AC circuit is known as power factor, and we have another definition. So the ratio of true power to apparent power, P by S. True power is represented with the P, and apparent power is represented by S. P by S is another definition for power factor. So that means true power will be in kilowatt, and apparent power will be kilovolt ampere. So here in an inductive circuit, we have seen that in an inductive circuit, current lags the voltage. So the current lags behind the applied voltage, and the power factor of the circuit is defined referred to as lagging power factor. So here in a capacitive circuit, the current leads the applied voltage. Okay, current leads the applied voltage, and the power factor of the circuit is referred as leading power factor. Now you know that real power is equal to VI cos theta, VI cos phi. Reactive power is VI sin phi, apparent power is VI. So now coming to the reactive power. So reactive power is apparent power into sin phi. We know that reactive power is equal to VI sin phi. See here. So reactive power is equal to VI sin phi. That is, what is VI? Apparent power. So apparent power into sin phi. So here reactive power in kilowatt hour, see here, kilovolt ampere reactive, or the units of reactive power. So reactive power in kilovolt ampere reactive is equal to apparent power into sin phi. So that is kVA into sin phi. So here you can read, you are finally going to get multiply and divided with cos phi. So here kVA into cos phi is VI cos phi. What is VI cos phi? True power. What are the units? Kilowatt. So kilowatt into tan phi. So there is importance of for getting this expression. Now here, so smaller the reactive component of power, if the reactive component of the power is small, what happens? Tan phi will be small. So what about the angle? Phi will be small. So smaller the reactive component of power, smaller is the phase angle, and higher is the power factor. Is it clear? So when what is, if a phi, if you take cos phi is the power factor, if this angle reduces, if the angle reduces, what happens to the cos of a small angle? Increases, right? Cos 0 is 1, cos 0 is 1, cos 0 equal to 1. So if this angle smaller the phase angle, that is 0, higher is the power factor, right? So like this here, the angle must be less. So here, what are the disadvantages of a low power factor? So here we know that P equal to root 3 VL cos theta. So we know that P equal to root 3 VL cos phi. So you know this, so you know this one, right? Root 3 P equal to root 3 VL cos phi. Now from this you can write IL equal to P by root 3 V cos phi. You can write VL also. P by root 3 VL cos phi. So here load current equal to P by root 3 VL cos phi. Now here at constant power and voltage, at constant power and voltage, at constant power and voltage, so here IL is inversely proportional to power factor. You can see here IL is inversely proportional to power factor. If P and VL are constant, IL is inversely proportional to power factor. So here, if power factor is less, if cos phi is less, what happens to IL? So IL increases. So here IL increases for poor power factor. So here the higher higher current due to poor factor. So when power factor is poor, what happens to the IL? IL increases. Okay. If power factor reduces, if cos phi reduces means IL increases. So next, so what are the effects of this increased current? So here from the equation, if power factor reduces, if cos phi reduces, if cos phi reduces, what happens to IL? IL increases, right? IL increases. So if IL increases, what are the disadvantages? Let us see here. The higher current due to poor power factor affects the system and results in following disadvantages. So first one, so rating of generators and transformers are proportional to their output current. Okay, hence inversely proportional to power factor. So here, so large generators transformers are required to deliver same load at low power factor. So here finally the size of the conductor. So the size of the conductor will have to be increased. Okay. Next, so energy losses will be more at a low power factor. Is it clear? Energy losses. So I square R. I increases means losses increases with square times. Okay. If current increases by 2 times, losses increases by 4 times. So losses increases with a low power factor, because at low power factor current drawn will be more for the same amount of power. Okay, which results in poor efficiency. So as energy losses increases, power factor here efficiency will be poor. See here, as energy losses will be more, efficiency will be less. Next, so low lagging power factor results in large voltage drop in generators. So here we have seen that most of the loads are inductive loads. So here, so low lagging power factor. So power factor will be generally lagging power factor. So here low lagging power factor results in large voltage drop. Okay, so there will be voltage drop in generators, transformers, because see here, as current increases, there will be large voltage drop, and not only in generators but also in transformers, transmission lines, and distributors. So this results in poor regulation. Poor regulation means poor voltage regulation. So you will be having poor voltage regulation. So next, so low lagging power factor reduces the handling capacity of all the elements of the system. So here, so capacity of all the equipment increases. We have to increase the capacity of all the equipment. So thus, low power factor leads to high capital cost for the this alternators, switch gears, transformers, transmission lines, distributors, and cables. So we are going to increase the cross section of the cable for carrying having high amount of current. So here these are the disadvantages of having the low power factor. So what is the uh, disadvantages? So if for the same amount of power, if a power factor reduces, we have to increase the current. So current increases for delivering the same amount of power. So if a current increases, we have to increase the size of the conductor. We have to increase the thickness of the conductors. So it increases the cost. So high capital cost. So not only it increases, it reduces the efficiency. So due to increase in the losses. So energy losses will be more because I square R. So so first if cos phi, if cos phi power factor is the cos phi. So power factor means is equal to cos phi. So if power factor reduces, current increases. If current increases, losses increases, losses and also voltage drop increases, IR. Okay. If losses increases, efficiency reduces. Okay. And it also increases the voltage drop. If voltage drop increases, so what happens to the voltage regulation? So voltage regulation will be poor. Okay. So that is a change in no load voltage to full load voltage by full load voltage into 100. So if this voltage reduces, if voltage drop reduces means the terminal voltage reduces. So if terminal voltage regulation reduces means the voltage regulation will be poor. So here next term, not only that, we have, in order to have the power to the load, so we have to increase the capacity of all the elements of the system. So it increases the capital cost for all the elements of the system. Now what are the causes of low power factor? So why the power factor reduces? So what are the causes of low power factor? So see the first one, all AC motors except overexcited synchronous motor. So this will be studied by triple students. So all the AC motors, if you see all the AC motors, uh, like transformers, AC motors here, not here, all AC motors and transformers operate at lagging power factor. All AC motors and transformers operate at lagging power factor. Now here the power factor falls with the decrease in load. Power factor falls